Good evening, everyone, or good morning, depending where you are. Welcome to our foot soak and meditation session tonight. We've got a lovely talk for you a bit later on where Shri Mataji is talking about God realization. It's very interesting. But let's get started by raising our Kundalini and placing ourselves in Bandhan. And that's 7. If you have your bucket of salty water to your preferred temperature beside you, let's just give it a little bandhan. You can give it a bandhan. You can say a mantra with it, which is feels quite nice to say the mantra of the ocean, Shri Samudhyata Devata. Let's say that together. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Samudhyata Devata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. And we can place our feet into the bucket. Just taking our attention inside. Be aware of our breathing. So the breathing happens in our central channel, happens in the present. So we'd listen to the English version of the Ganesha Atavashesha. So we'll just take our attention to our Muladhara chakra, the base of the spine. Just take in the words, which are very beautiful.
The Ganesha Atharvashirsha, the highest praise of the Lord of the Ganas. Om, salutations to you, O Lord of the Ganas. You are the manifestation of the divine principle. You alone are the doer and creator. You alone are the supporter and the sustainer. You alone are the remover and destroyer. You are everything, even indeed the formless spirit. You constantly manifest the spirit. I speak divine law. I speak the truth. Protect me. Be propitious to the speaker and the listener. Watch over the one who offers and the performer. Show favor to the learned scholar and the pupil. Protect me from behind. Protect me from the front. Protect me from the left side. Protect me from the right side. Protect me from above. Protect me from below. From all directions, guard and protect me constantly. You are the spoken word and pure consciousness. Joy is your essence. Formless spirit is your nature. You are existence, consciousness, and bliss, Sat Chit Ananda. You are the Supreme Spirit manifested. You are all knowledge and understanding. This whole world is born from you. This whole world is sustained by you. This whole world will dissolve in you. This whole world is returning to you. You are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. You are the four parts of speech. You are beyond the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. You are beyond the three bodies. You are beyond the three times, past, present, and future. You are ever present at the Muladhara chakra. You are the essence of the three powers. Upon you, yogis meditate constantly. You are Lord Brahma. You are Shri Vishnu. You are Lord Shiva. You are Shri Indra. You are the god of fire. You are Lord of the wind. You are the sun, and you are the moon. You are the Supreme Spirit. You are the three lokas, earth, sky, heaven, and Umkara. Saying Gana's first letter, G, at the beginning. The first letter of the alphabet, A, next. And the nasal sound, after that. You bear the crescent, completed with the Om. This is the true form of your mantra. G is the first form, A is the middle form, and is the last form. Bindu, the dot, is the form above, with the sounds united according to Sandhi. In this manner is the knowledge of Sri Ganesha. The composing seer is sage Ganaka. The meter is a mixed Gayatri. The presiding deity is Sri Ganapati. Om Gam, obeisance to the Lord of the Ganas. We seek to know the one-tusked God. We meditate on the Lord with a curved trunk. May he with a tusk inspire and stimulate us. You have one tusk, 4 arms, and you hold a noose and elephant goad, holding a broken tusk and blessing with one hand. You have a mouse as your vehicle. You are red-colored with a big belly, ears like winnowing fans, and you wear red apparel. Fragrant red sandalwood paste anoints your body. Auspiciously worshipped with red flowers, the God who is compassionate to his devotees, the imperishable origin of the world, and becoming manifest at the beginning of creation, being beyond the Adi Shakti and the Supreme Spirit. Whoever meditates in this way constantly, that yogi becomes the most excellent of yogis. We bow to the Lord of Assemblies, Vratapati, and the Chief of Ganas, Ganapati. Prostration to the leader of Lord Shiva's attendants. Obeisance to the big-bellied, one-toothed, destroyer of obstacles, the son of Lord Shiva. To the embodiment of the highest state of blessedness, salutations, again and again. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namaha.
So with our right hand, we can raise up our Kundalini from the base of the spine, up through the central channel with our cupped hand, up onto the Sahasrara. Do it a few more times. Our attention on our hand as it raises up to the Sahasrara. One more time. Let's clear our left channel by dropping our right hand down towards the earth. We can just say in our hearts to Mother, please clear my left side. Please make me stronger than my memory. Mother, please let me be free of habits that distract me from my evolution, my spiritual evolution. Bringing that right hand up, open on your lap, bending the left hand, palm facing behind. Asking in our heart, Mother, please clear my right side. Please let me be free of the delusions of future. Please cool down all my overthinking and overactivity. Let my actions be generated from my pure desire. And bringing that hand, left hand down, open on our lap. Let's take our attention to our heart on the left side. We can place our right hand on our left heart. We can say the affirmation, Mother, I am the Spirit. I am the pure Spirit. Allow our breath to be nice and deep. I am the pure Spirit. And we can take our hand up to the top of our head, to the fontanelle bone area, where it is the seat of our heart, the seat of our spirit. And let's say a mantra together to Sri Shiva Parvati. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shiva Parvati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Just raising the hand up. Just try to feel that lovely cool breeze flowing. You can see with the other hand. Bring it close, then take it up high. You might feel it more with one hand than the other. And keeping your attention there. Let's say the third of the three great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasra Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Just bowing down, our hands together, thanking Mother for making us nice and cool. Let's finish off our foot soak. We can rinse. You have your foot soak there. Just keeping the bucket to one side. We'll just sit for a few minutes, feeling the nice cool vibrations. Just getting that talk ready for you. Just staying in meditative state.
We are going to do puja to Shiva, Sri Shiva. As you know, Sri Shiva is the reflection of Sadashiva within us. I've already told about the reflection. Sadashiva is the God Almighty, the one who sees the play of Adishakti. But he is the Father who is watching each one of his creation or her creation. His support to Adishakti is entirely, fully strengthening. There's no doubt in his mind about the capability of the Adishakti. But when he finds that in the play of Adishakti, the people or the world as such try to disturb her or spoil her work, then he gets into his wrathful mood and he destroys all such people, and maybe he destroys the whole world. On one side he is wrathful, no doubt. On the other side is the ocean of compassion and joy. That's why when it's reflected within us, we get our self-realization. We get the light of our spirit, and we get into the ocean of joy. Also, he is the ocean of knowledge. So, those who get self-realized get the knowledge of the divine, which is very subtle, permeating into every atom and molecule. The power of this knowledge is there. His style is such that in his compassion he forgives even very cruel Rakshasas if they dedicate themselves to him, because his compassion has no limits. And sometimes the same people who are blessed by him try to trouble the devotees of Adishakti. But it is just to create a drama, an event. Unless and until there is some drama, people won't understand. We had to have Ramayana, we had to have Mahabharata, we had to have Christ being crucified, we had to have Muhammad being tortured. All that drama was there because without events, people don't remember. So in the spiritual life of human beings, they have seen lots of dramas between the blessings of Shiva and the powers of the Adishakti. As the time has moved, today in the history of spirituality, a great discovery has been made. That people can get their realization in the collective mass. Thousands can get their realization. Now we should know what is this realization we have got. What does that mean? And what is the culminating point? First of all, I have to tell you, the mind about which we speak and depend upon is a myth. There's nothing like mind. Brain is reality, not the mind. Mind is created by us reacting to outside. Either we react to conditionings or to our ego. Thus this mind is created like bubbles on the ocean of reality. But that's not reality. With this mind, whatever we decide, we know is very limited, elusive, and sometimes shocking. The mind always moves in a linear direction. And because there's no reality in it, it recoils and boomerangs. Thus, all the enterprises, all the projections so far we have done, it seems come back to us. Whatever they discover comes back to us as a big destructive power or a very big shock. So one has to decide what to do, how to be out of this trap of our mind. Kundalini is the solution. When she's awake, she takes you, with that awakening, she takes you beyond your mind. The first thing is to go beyond your mind. With mind, you will do many things, but it will not be satisfying, it will be not a solution, it will not help you. And when we start depending too much on our mind, we develop all kinds of physical, mental, emotional problems. Now the latest is the stress. And this stress has no solution, they say. But in Sahaja Yoga, we find the solution by crossing over this mind. It's like a barrier for our advancement. So, when you get your realization, you must understand that your Kundalini has taken your attention beyond the mind. Now, this reaction to outside has come because we human beings have a prism-like brain, or we can say prism-like skull. And when the energy passes into it, I have explained it in my books, it goes into bifurcations, or you can say refractions, by which our attention goes out and we react. If we react too much, then these bubbles create a very horrible mind which can lead to any kind of thing. It justifies itself, it pampers your ego. The ego and the conditioning that creates this mind start using and this mind for the purpose of their fulfillment of their all the accumulation of ideas and thoughts which has no backing, which has no reality with it. It's like we make the computer. Ultimately we become slaves of the computer. We make the watches ourselves and then we become slaves of the watches. That's how it dominates human beings. And when a person who has a very strong mind decides to destroy like Hitler did with some idea, he can go on destroying, which has a very far-fetched effect on our culture, on our spirituality. Now the first step is to become thoughtlessly aware, where you cross your mind. You go above your mind. Mind cannot affect you. This is the first stage, as we call it, thoughtless awareness. Second one is where you start seeing the working of this Parama Chaitanya, of this all-pervading power, and you start becoming aware that there is a lot of truth in what Mataji says, that there is this power which works out many things. It works miraculously so many things for you. It gives you blessings, it guides you, it helps you. In so many ways it helps you. It gives you good health, good wealth, and also a very good society. of very beautiful people in the collective. All that you can see clearly is happening here. Now this happening of achieving thoughtless awareness is very simple and easy. But to maintain at that point is difficult. We still react and we think. Anything you see, you react. To get to that point in thoughtless awareness is first to change your attention. Now, for example, once we were climbing a very high mountain to see one temple called Palitana. Myself, my son-in-law and my daughter. And we were really tired because we had to climb I don't know how many steps. And when we went up, we were tired, and there was a little canopy made of beautiful marble carving. So we just laid down there. They were very tired, and they said, "What is this kind of a temple?" They were grudging. While I looked up and I saw lots of beautiful elephants were carved. So I told my son-in-law, "Look at these elephants. They all have tails of different types." He said, "Mummy, we are all dying. How can you see the tails of elephants?" But if just to divert their attention from that tiredness, I told them that why not see these tails of the elephant, which is very different. So what happens that when you are putting your attention so much to outside all the time, then you must first of all also divert your attention. For example, you see these beautifully made things here. Your attention is something else. Just try to enjoy the beauty of that. See, there are beautiful carpets here. Just look at them without thinking. Because they don't belong to you, so no headache. They belong to somebody else. It's very good. Otherwise, if it belongs to you, you start thinking, "Oh my God, I've spreading them here. What will happen? They have to be insured," or some sort of thing like that. That's common human reaction. But if it doesn't belong to you, you can watch it nicely. Now you watch it and don't think. You'll be amazed when you see the beauty that is put inside this. You'll see the artist who has put his joy, his exuberance into it. And you'll be amazed after realization that this exuberance will fill into you and a cool kind of a relaxation will come into, and this Kundalini will rise and you will become steady in your thoughtless awareness. So whenever you look at anything, look at any beautiful thing, even say today's election, just watch the man who is elected. Watching him itself gives him blessings, gives him better ideas. You get also ideas which are coming from reality, which are there. How to make this man a successful person, or this country a successful democracy. All these things happen when your attention is diverted from criticizing, from reacting. Just you watch, become the witness, try to witness it. It's not so very yet practiced. So far I've seen that whenever even we achieve our realization, we don't realize that we have to witness everything. When you start witnessing through your spirit, then you don't see the bad points of another, but you see the good points. You just pick up the person with very good points. See, so once you see that, the witness state enlarges, and you start enjoying another person. You start enjoying everything that is there. Even a small blade of grass you can enjoy if you have that capacity. In Japan, Zen system started on these lines. And he made, Viditama was the person who started it. He made a garden out of moss, different moss in very small. That there were little flowers also. And hardly about 5 feet of the garden, which looks like a shape of a question mark, you can say. You have to go on a lift and you reach that platform on top of a hill or a mountain where you see this. All little mosses are there, and you see differently arranged a beautiful garden. When you start seeing it, your thought stops. Because such a marvelous thing, when you put attention to it, to its creation, your thoughts stop. So you must practice as to find out what stops your thoughts, what makes you the witness. Once you develop this habit, you will station yourself nicely in the thoughtless awareness. Then you start watching how Sahaja Yoga has helped, how it has been blissful, what you have achieved through Sahaja Yoga. You will be amazed if you just start watching it everywhere. You'll be amazed how this Parama Chaitanya acts. Nowadays, this Parama Chaitanya has become active because of Kruta Yuga. You can see from the way it is playing around with vibrations around me. You've seen so many photographs of mine where these vibrations are there. Also, you've seen the photographs of many Sajogis sitting before me. On their head, my name is written down in Arabic language. You've seen so many ways by which you can find out that there is the play of the divine. Now the mind will still try to say something. Don't listen, just watch. The effect of Sahaja Yoga you should watch on yourself, on your body. Don't think about it, but watch it. And you will be amazed how you have changed. To be very frank, when I come to Australia every year, sometimes I can't even recognize you. You look much younger, much better, much happier, and I don't recognize who are these people. It is this witness state which takes you to another realm which we call as doubtless awareness. At that state you can become so empowered that you can give realization to others. Don't talk about that. You can give realization to others. You can give complete knowledge about Sahaja Yoga. You can talk to them. Also you emit. Circulatory कर दे थोड़ा सा, घूमता हुआ कर दे. See, when I'm watching, I'm absorbing the heat. That's my trouble. So, your whole state, spiritual state, becomes so much blissful. You become so powerful. You become so compassionate and so loving, so balanced, completely cleansed with all the destructive ideas you have, all the depressive ideas you have. And then you really stand up as a great surgeon who can do tremendous work. Like recently I heard that Germans and Austrians are now going to Israel because they think Jews were killed by their forefathers. And there's a big center now start in Israel. Just imagine how these people, once reach that state, go to countries single-handed, they have done so much. same in Turkey, same in places which are very tremendously remote in South Africa. Because from inside they become completely confident in thoughtless awareness as well as doubtlessly aware. But now, once you start growing by meditative attention, what happens that your attention becomes enlightened. Now the job is to motivate your attention. It's not just to enjoy, but to motivate it, to put it to problems. Now supposing you have some problem on a national basis, you all can put your attention to that and things will work out. Because you are the channel of this all-pervading power, which is trying to create a new world for you, new human beings. And this evolution can take place very fast if you all decide that whatever we have now within ourselves, we should motivate it, we should direct it and put this attention to some use. It should not be wasted. Whatever wealth we have, it should not be wasted. Now this main question today, which I am going to tell you about, that what is God's realization. First is the self-realization, and there are many ambitious people who want to become God's realized. First and foremost thing, we should know that human beings cannot become God. It's not the becoming of it. You have not become also in a way spirit, because the spirit is emitting through you, using you, giving you, looking after you. If you become the spirit, there won't be any body, nothing will be left. So with this body intact, your spirit is acting through this body, is giving you all the light. But one cannot become God Almighty. This one has to understand very clearly. But what is God's realization is to know about God. You see, to know about God means to know how His powers are working, how He controls, by becoming part and parcel of God Almighty. Like my finger doesn't know about my brain, but it acts according to my brain. The finger cannot become the brain, but it has to act absolutely according to my brain, because it is so connected, it is so one. Here, when you have the God's realization, then you know about the brain, you know about God, you know about His powers, you know everything about Him. As far as I am concerned, it's a difficult task for you, because I am a Mahamaya. It's very difficult for you to know each and everything about me. I am quite a elusive person, as you know that way. And whatever I do or whatever I achieve, it is just for you to see and understand that after all, this is Adi Shakti, and she can do all these things. You can also do all the things, but you cannot become me. But you have to know through love, through devotion, through prayers. To know the God's powers is the way you are God realized. Then you can control the nature, you can control everything. If you have that knowledge within you about God, for that a complete humility is needed. That you cannot become God, cannot become God Almighty. You cannot become the deities, but definitely you can become God realized, means God acts through you, uses you as His power, as His channel, and that you know what He is doing to you. what he's telling, what his vision is, and what is the information. The connection is like that. Many people in Sahaja Yoga have been benefited, I know. But they don't know how they have been benefited, what has worked it out, how it has worked it out, what connection of theirs has helped. Once you do that, you know that clearly how things are working out, with what power you have achieved it. Then it's a God's realization. Such people become extremely powerful in the sense that they can control so many things. There have been many saints of that kind, but sometimes they fell from even that and they developed their ego. They didn't have their own humility that they should have, that devotion, that dedication, that surrendering. They fell down. And you see them, I've seen some of them, that they become quite proud of their achievements and they don't want to give it to anyone. They think they have achieved it with great difficulties, and why should they give it to others? Such people are not going to rise very high. But you people who have got your realization and who are humble, who know that out of humility only, you are going to achieve your surrendering. Islam means surrender. Muhammad Sahib has talked about Islam, meaning you surrender. If you cannot surrender, you can never know God. He's clearly said that unless and until you know yourself, you will not know about God. So as Sajis, you have to know all the little things, all the big things, and all the great visions, that you can do it because of the grace of God, because His blessings, because of His love for you, that you have entered into the kingdom of God. I may say you have entered, I may say you have achieved that state, I may say that, but still you are not there. It's like if I tell somebody, now you are in Australia. He's not in Australia, but I can say you are in Australia. So he believes I am in Australia. That's not the way. You have to be in Australia. Then you have to know about Australia. You have to know what sort of climate it is, what sort of things it is. I find also the parents here have to talk to their children. There's not much rapport of the parents with the children. They are being properly looked after in the school and they want to do a lot. But the parents also must get involved when the children come here to see that they develop proper discipline, proper sense, not to get attached to them to ruin them. If you get attached, then you'll ruin them. One of the qualities of Shiva is complete detachment. And that is what you have to develop, is to become completely detached. Detachment doesn't mean that you neglected it. I've explained to you many times.
Let's just meditate for 5 minutes together on all those lovely qualities that Shri Mataji talked about. Let's raise our Kundalini, place ourselves in Bandhan. And I'll just put on the concert before Shri Mataji. This is the violinist, Dr. Rajam, and I'll put the visuals on with that as well. If you want to continue meditating for some time, that's on there. And also, if you're on Zoom, if you have any questions or feedback, feel free. That's also an opportunity on the chat line. So thank you, everyone. Lovely meditating with you all tonight. Good night, everyone. That's the concert finished now. And see you next time. Sorry, it went a bit long tonight, but couldn't stop listening to that talk. So I blame that. Good night anyway. See you next time. Thanks for joining.